Returning to the secular world marked a significant step in the Shin-Iseization of Buddhism. In fact, the monastic system and the rules of purity established by B.A. Aizhan Highway were imbued with Chinese both organizational and ideologically. For instance, a monastery thrives in peace and harmony. Elders and juniors advance in virtue through kindness and harmony. Hospitality is offered with utmost sincerity. Humility and respect are the norms in community life. These principles echo the Confucian virtues of gentleness, kindness, respect, frugality, and humility, complemented by the Taoist ideal of serene agriculturals. And life he advocated bears a striking resemblance to the Confucian ideal of a life combining farming with scholarly pursuits. However, this only reassured the Confucianists, but did not necessarily endear them to Buddhism yet. The reality was that the literates, the literati and officials of the Tang and Song dynasty, including those who opposed Buddhism and was exiled to Kazuhao for protesting against the emperor's worship of Buddha's relics, ended up associating with Zen masters. There he opposed Buddhism, but not Zenus for the intellectual community. Not only did they not oppose Zen, but they also considered engaging in Zen as fashionable. B.A. Aizhan, for instance, is listed in the Zen lineage. So, why did Confucian scholars have a special fondness for Zen? There are many reasons, but what first captivated them were these four words. Instant enlightenment encompasses two aspects, the moment and the enlightenment. Let us first discuss enlightenment. Enlightenment also involves two questions: is it possible, which is about feasibility, and how to achieve it, which is about methodology. The first is not an issue, because Buddha was also a human. If he could become a Buddha, why can't I? Alright then. So, when and where? Do we need to wait for the next life for rebirth in a pure land? No, because the critique of the Pure Land school has already told us, enlightenment doesn't require moving. It can be achieved right here, right now. The only remaining question is, how can one become a Buddha? To answer this, we first need to understand, what is a Buddha? Is it what we see in temples? No, those statues vary in form sitting. More importantly, these are the physical forms of Buddha, not the Dharma body. The physical form is just the appearance. The superficial aspect, the Dharma body, is the true reality. The intrinsic essence, seeing only the surface, not the essence, means not only failing to become a Buddha, but also being deluded. So what is the essential characteristic of a Buddha? Enlightenment. In fact, Buddha is the abbreviated form of Buddha, a transliteration of the Sanskrit word Buddha, meaning an enlightened person. We know as Siddhartha Gautama was originally a prince. No different from ordinary people, he became a Buddha or Buddha. Because he attained enlightenment, what did he realize? The supreme perfect enlightenment. This is the highest wisdom that truly comprehends all truths and all things as they are. Thereby reaching an omniscient state, is the Buddha attained this wisdom under the Bodhi tree. Some also call it Bodhi wisdom. Siddhartha Gautama possessed this wisdom, hence he is a Buddha. However, after enlightenment, he was no longer an ordinary person. Therefore, the Chinese character for Buddha is written with a radical that denotes negation and another that denotes a person. Buddha is a person, Buddha is a person, yet not an ordinary person, and certainly not a deity. Deities have only souls, immortals have ascended bodies. Buddha is a transformation of thought transformed, yet still a person, but not an ordinary one. Ordinary people are called sentient beings. That is, those who have not attained enlightenment. Thus, the essential difference between a Buddha and sentient beings lies in enlightenment. Enlightenment also has three requirements: self-enlightenment, enlightening oneself, enlightening others, helping others, helping sentient beings to enlightenment, perfect enlightenment, thoughts, salvation and saving others, self-enlightenment and enlightening others, thoughts and actions, all perfect and complete. Those who lack all three are sentient beings. Those who can enlighten themselves are arhats. Those who can enlighten themselves and others are bodhisattvas. Those who achieve all are Buddhas. Buddha, Bodhisattva, Arhat are three levels of attainment. From high to low attainment levels are the different realms of achieving true realization. The level of the realm depends solely on the degree of enlightenment. As for what one looks like when becoming a Buddha, and what one becomes afterward, it doesn't matter. A Buddha can have various forms, or no form at all. No form is also a form. This is called Buddha has no fixed form. Hence, Zen is not about sitting or lying. From this, we can conclude Buddhism is a religion that advocates enlightenment. Becoming a Buddha is the transformation from a sentient being to an enlightened person. Now, is everything clear? Clear, but there are still questions. What questions? When to transform? How to transform? On this, the southern and northern schools have differences. The northern school advocates a gradual approach, gradually entering a wonderful state called gradual enlightenment. The southern school advocates an instantaneous, sudden enlightenment, called sudden enlightenment. This is called southern, sudden and northern gradual. So, which is correct? There is no right or wrong, high or low. Huineng said, originally, the true teaching had no distinction between sudden and gradual enlightenment. But because people have individual differences, some are quick, some are slow. Slow people practice gradual teaching, progressing step by step. Quick people practice sudden teaching, achieving immediate results. But as long as one recognizes one's own mind and sees one's own nature, there is no difference. This is a very practical statement. Fortunately, no one admits to being slow, and everyone hopes for quick success. So the southern school, as a sudden teaching, is naturally very popular. The question is sudden enlightenment possible? Yes, because Buddhism believes all sentient beings possess Buddha nature. This view is important, and crucially so. Why? Because Buddhism has a mission called universal salvation of all sentient beings. Such a mission is, of course, sacred, but this brings up an unavoidable question. Can all sentient beings be universally saved? Of course, they can, otherwise wouldn't it be boasting? So, why can all sentients be universally saved? Because Buddha nature originally exists in human nature. It's just not discovered or developed yet, but it is existing in all living beings, like seeds that have not yet blossomed and borne fruit. Learning and practicing Buddhism is just watering and fertilizing. If the hearts of sentient beings are like stones, then wouldn't all sex be in vain? This reasoning is sound, but there is a problem. What problem? All sentient beings possess Buddha nature. Do bad people have it too? Of course they do, because bad people are also sentient beings. Moreover, truly universal salvation means being able to save the wicked, and true tolerance means being able to tolerate the petty. If everyone were a bodhisattva and the streets were full of sages, would there be a need for tolerance or universal salvation? Therefore, compassion does not discriminate. Universal salvation does not set thresholds. And recognizing Buddha nature certainly does not distinguish between good and evil. In fact, Buddhism is concerned not with good and evil, nor with beauty and ugliness, but with enlightenment and non-enlightenment, as long as one can attain supreme perfect enlightenment. Why care about who they are? Besides, a prodigal son who returns is more precious than gold. So, well, since all sentient beings possess Buddha nature, even bad people can become Buddhas. Sudden enlightenment is entirely possible, because delusion makes a Buddha a sentient being. Enlightenment makes a sentient, not Buddha. Buddhas and sentient being or Buddhas and sentient beings can not only transform into each other, but are also only a thought apart, called. When a thought of enlightenment arises, sentient beings are Buddha Shah. Just a moment. So, no matter how hard or difficult, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The sea of suffering has no bounds. Turn around and the shore is at hand. Does it matter if one has committed many evils? It doesn't matter. Drop the knife and instantly become a Buddha. Now everyone is happy, especially the literati.